Hello, everybody. This is Serious Sunday. I'm on my own this week. This is, of course, John from Level 0 NPCs. The reason you're seeing Heroes of the Storm playing here is because I wanted to have this Serious Sunday to talk a little bit about team games. It's something that's been around for, quite a long time now, basically ever since the internet and games started to play nicely with each other. Lately, though, it seems games have to be online with people with an online mode to almost every game now where people aren't even going to buy it. That being said, games like this, which is Heroes of the Storm, which is an esport, it does tend up being very much a team game. So when you're not playing with your own friends, see, this is what I get for not paying much attention. So when you're not playing with a group of friends, but you want to play a game, you're forced into a team with a bunch of other people. More often than you want, people are just dicks. And I don't understand this because it's a team game. I find that people tend to play team video games contrary to the way they should be. And I'm not sure why that is, although I'm sure Luke has theories, and maybe even Matthew. But it's just that now that it's so much more prominent how little gamers seem to really want to actually have any give way to teamwork. And more often than not, in a game like Heroes of the Storm, if things are going well, there's about a 50-50 chance that nobody is going to be a jerk in the chat. You're seeing right now, we're pretty much tied. Nobody's really said anything, although Zool does seem to want to tell me what to do. We're playing this team game, and so far my team seems to be sticking together. It's people that come in here and come into these games and try to be lone wolves and don't want to actually work as a team unless everybody's listening specifically to them. These people drive me up the friggin' wall, and I just don't understand where the thought process comes from. Excuse me a second. Where the thought process even comes from that would lead to this. Now, I played hockey for years and years growing up. Yes, I'm Canadian. Yes, I'm a stereotype. I can live with that. But I played hockey growing up many years, and you sort of learn to play as a team when you're playing hockey because, well, obviously. There we go. It would never occur to me, for example, on my hockey team to call somebody a shitty player or call them an asshole or tell them that they aren't good enough to live, all of which I've heard playing this game or seen. Thank goodness there's no audio chat in this game. But that's just the way it is online, and there's a certain part of me that accepts that. It's, I wish it was something else, but it isn't. So the online space is a bit toxic. That is a given. But games like this it doesn't make any sense because these games rely so heavily on teamwork. Like, I can't... No one in this game can have good success unless their team is behind them, or unless the team is sort of on the same page. That's just the way the game is built. I'm actually really surprised that nobody has spoken up and yelled at anybody else, but as you can see, the score, we are kind of winning right now. So I'm going to maybe be quiet for a few minutes and get this going, and we'll see again how it goes at the end. Closer to the end of the game. We'll see if people start to turn on each other. So you can see here we're playing more as a team. Everybody's sort of trying to protect each other and themselves while we're going through in this team fight, and we're doing quite well. You can see that when we're working together, we're gathering experience down in the bottom. We're defending but dying a little bit up here. But at least nobody's leaving anybody else out to dry. That was poor. Oh, shit. See, once again, you see there's a lot of us heading down toward this objective. We're going to work together to try to take it. And it's going to be much more difficult for these guys to stop us. So you can see the rest of our team is up there distracting them while we grab this. So if you're looking in again, you can see now we're about halfway through the game. And my team has been working very well together. We've been following people's requests, and we've been traveling as a team, which has given us a definite advantage. So I'm hoping that people watching this can maybe just see what an advantage working as a team can be. You see taking our hits as our tank is over there taking the hits. He's going to run away now and hopefully get some healing. Although I'm not entirely sure we have a healer. So I'm taking a bit of the damage now, and we managed to get this boss without any trouble at all. And a lot of that is because we stuck together. Zool decided not to run with us, and I'm not entirely sure why, but he is gathering experience in those other lanes. So it's not a complete... I missed again. It's not a complete waste of time. You see how, as a team, we surrounded that character, and we killed him. If we don't bunch up like that, none of us has really a good chance at all of getting rid of him. So you can see here, again, we are ignoring some of it, but somebody's asking for help in grabbing this mercenary camp, so... Oh, we're going to get distracted by this, I think. I'm going to ask that people come up here, but people seem to be wanting to go the other way, so... Okay, this is going to cause us a little bit of trouble, because we've got 2 people up here coming to one, and 2 people coming to the other. So, we're going to end up probably losing one, if not both of these. I know if I was a good teammate, I should prevent it, but yet, here I am. So, can't be a perfect teammate all the time, I guess. But they're picking away at them down there. They're bothering them. They're keeping them the hell away from us, which is all you can really ask. Fuck! Wasted that. But again, it's a good example of another time where we would all be dead otherwise. And again, I don't know any of these people. We just got matched up together randomly. But because no one here has decided that they have a huge ego, we're working together even when we don't necessarily agree with what's being suggested. So again, Zool was off on his own, and he ends up dead. I'm gonna pop down here so I can keep an eye on these guys, help Nova out, but I need to keep an eye on her because she's gonna try to do that. Once again, we're grouped up, we're all doing our thing, we're rotating in and out and attacking. And now we're in a bit of trouble. Whew. See, again, he was taking the hits, I managed to get him alone, and we managed to get them killed. I'm going to retreat now. Hopefully my friends will cover me, which they did, but we just lost a bunch of people, which was kind of weird. So again, I think I was kind of a crappy teammate just then. That was That was my fault. So I think Zool and Nova and I are going to run down to the southernmost tip. Again, we're going to run together. So I'm just going to let everyone know that that's where I'm planning to go, even though it's pretty obvious. It looks like Zool's telling us to get a mercenary camp, which I don't think is a great idea. Well, so they can see us, but that's okay. So our other teammates are dead. The other team is regrouping. So we are going to try to take as much of this down as we can. I'm going to go try to help Zool. Ah, shit. Ah. See, this was another example of when I should have sat and waited for my team, which I didn't do, and we're going to get smoked, right? Because now they've finally started running as a team. So it evens the odds up a little bit, and that's how these games usually go. What I don't understand, again, I mean, I talked about it earlier, I'll talk about it again, I do not understand the people that can play these games and just run off on their own and do their own thing. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not anybody's hero. All you're going to do is annoy the other people you're playing with. I don't get it. Work with your team, even if they're doing strategies that you don't necessarily agree with. Like, I'm higher level probably than most of the people on my team here, but I'm not trying to bully my way through the game, trying to tell them how to play it. I'm more than willing to just go with the flow and sort of follow their way of playing. Help them out on their pings. And just generally follow. And that's how you get wins in Heroes of the Storm. You know, it's not about being the best person on the field. It's not about any of that. It's strictly about... I forget what I was saying there. Ah! But she's gonna get gut anyway. See, that's when I run into trouble, and that's when everybody runs into trouble in this game, is when you decide that you're the big hero and you can do it on your own. Starting to call people out, starting to point fingers, which is another big hobby of people's in these games. Oh, you suck, why didn't you play the way that I thought you should? A lot of name-calling, juvenile bullshit that I remember seeing when I was teaching bloody well high school, but, you know, I think that immaturity comes a lot out of just online games in general because of the anonymity of it. But the problem is, in these games, especially Heroes of the Storm, because Blizzard seems to go out of its way to program this in, which is, if you don't work as a team, you don't win. There is very, very rarely that a single character can carry an entire team in Heroes of the Storm, at least that I've seen. I mean, I'm sure that there are Tier 1 players that can do all of those things, but the reality is when you're playing these games, those aren't the people that you're playing with. So you've got to find other ways to be able to get the wins. So I'm gonna just pop over here and... See how we played as a team there? We drew them in. Oh, get out of there, Muradin. Get. We drew them in, and then we killed them. And that was a lot of fun, actually. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to get got here, so I'm going to run away. Gotta go back and help. I don't want to lose that thing. So, we're putting it out there for each other just a little bit. But I think in the end, we're going to get this objective. And maybe even we're going to get some of that second objective because we're working as a team up here. Oh, actually, you know what? We just won because we played a great game. Everybody got along. Nobody tried to boss anybody else around. And we got a great victory. Everybody had fun. Nobody's game was ruined. Nobody's pissed off and rage quitting. This is how this game is meant to be played. It's the best tip that anybody can give in this game. You can read all the guides you want. You can read any of that stuff. But the biggest piece of advice that I can give anybody trying to play Heroes of the Storm is it's a fucking team game. Learn to fucking play as a part of a team. You're not the hero. Don't try to be the hero. There's no point. It's got to be it's everybody wins or nobody wins. And that's what I have to say about that. So I hope you enjoyed my ranting for Serious Sunday, and maybe I'll let one of those two come back into the show after that. Have a good one.